I feel like I need to get this out while they're showing me, though I don't know that I'm following just yet. You know how it talks in the Bible how it's like you're sold off into slavery, or you're exiled for 400 years, like all this stuff, right? And we talk about how the bodysuit is your real estate, right? And it's the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit, right? You, yourself, and I. It's your higher self, your lower self, and God. You can say so many things here, okay? So they're showing it in a way, I think it's saying the same thing, but the way they're showing it is, honestly, it's slightly disturbing, only because they've shown me this angle and have hit me with it quite a few times over the years, kind of implying this. So you know how I said it's like you go back into the unseen and then you're waiting for a bodysuit to get back into because you get so excited to do it again. And excuse me. And so the soul is still the soul. The soul has to evolve. It has to learn its lessons. It has to blah, 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 blah. And especially if you were thrown into exile, right? Like you have a long ways to go. You don't even know what year your soul's in. And that's why it serves you to love you and honor you and do right by you every round. And the sooner you can truly integrate that and learn that and understand that, the better off you are. So when you are eventually set free, you're set free. But okay, we can go on this for days. Let's not. Just show me the one thing you are. So, okay. Oh, God, help me. Because it's just so kind of twisted the way they're showing me. So I'm having a hard time literally digesting it. My stomach's upset. And verbalizing it, as well as my brain is a little twisted and trying to understand it. So you have these souls floating around, you get back into a bodysuit, but then we've talked about how you can let lower energies seep in when you're not loving or honoring yourself. And that's who it's like you're married to and you're chained to until you break those ties, release those demons, right? You face those fears and make a change even when it's hard, because then when you resist that demon, that lower energy, that whatever, you then release it. It has to go somewhere else because you're no longer listening to it. It's no longer your God. You're no longer chained to it. You won't obey it. You don't believe it. You love you more than that. You love your happiness more than that. You love your freedom more than that. So even when it provokes you to no end, and it'll seep into every person around you to have them razzle you to do the thing they want you to do, and you still refuse and you stay aligned with you, it has no choice but to release you and move on to, let's just say, the next victim, right? This idea. And so you have to bust through all those demons, all those lies, those ties, those confusions. And when you it's like get to another level, right? Like this kind of thing. It's a new lesson, all these things. This is like more can seep in. You have to fight those battles. New level, new devil, this kind of mentality. Did I say that? Anyway. But they were showing it like, so then you can be paired. Essentially, that's kind of what it is. You're getting paired with other, quote, gods, because they end up being your God, right? Like you're bowing or cowering to a fear, a less than. So you could say a demon, a devil, an entity. Like people verbalize it in different ways, but essentially that's what it is. And then you have to then recognize, oh shit, right? And so it's like this is the way for you to continually up-level and love yourself as you continue to, it's like fight those battles, fight those demons, release those demons, face those fears, again, however you want to say it. Okay, so all this said, but they were showing, it's like, so whatever you accept, you accept. We've talked about that before, where people then end up just jumping off the wheel, right? Like they just accept whatever. Because they get tired, or they don't want to keep busting through, or they don't think they're worthy enough, or they don't have the strength, or millions of reasons, right? Or they think they've reached a high because it's the highest they've ever reached. So they're not only happy, they're elated because that's the best they've ever had. Of course, until they start comparing and competing, and then all of a sudden what they were over the moon about, now they no longer like, which is why it's like a lull, or it's sin. Like it's this idea, like don't ruin your own happiness with comparing and competing. Because if you start doing that, you're always going to find somebody better or worse. If you're happy, right? But as humans, okay, I'm still trying to get there. I really am. They were showing a soul, and they'd get like married or attached to, sold off to, assigned to, I don't care how you want to say it, but with this other one for 400 years. So you've heard people say they follow you lifetime after lifetime, like all this stuff. It was like, yeah, they were paired together. And like, don't they talk about that in the Bible? It's something about that where he cast them off for 400 years, or they broke the oath, so they got sent to Egypt, or like something like this, right? God, see, this is when I really wish I had a Bible scholar with me who I could ask these questions to. It's something along those lines. And that's why it struck me, the way they were showing it, I was like, oh my God, I think you've taken me to stories about this kind of thing, where it was like this soul had no choice. The only thing it could do was do the best it could do by loving itself, but it was going to have essentially that internal battle for 400 years because it was stuck with that. It was like that marriage, right? It was stuck with that God. It was stuck with whatever until the time was up, and it was then released. But we've talked about this so many different ways. Like, say that is technically the case. That soul gets so familiar with that pattern, it almost forgets it's free when it's free, or doesn't know to seek better when it's free. So it ends up looking backwards to anything it's ever known. Imagine a soul 400 lifetimes, and there's nothing it could do about it. It was chained and bound. Does this make sense to anybody? I think the way it hits me and the way they show me these things, and I really wish I could do a better job verbalizing, because the way I experience things and see things, and then the way they tell me these things, it's like, holy shit, that stuff's real? Like, in the way I'm verbalizing it, like, that's wild. And again, we could explain it away in different ways, but hear me, it's wild. And so again, it does still go back to the same message. It does still go back to the same reality that, what do? Well, you have to learn to love you, and you have to find you. You have to get back to you. You have to fight those inside voices. So if this soul was paired to this like bastard demon god situation for 400 years, it has to silence that sucker out, and it has to get stronger to rise up, right? Like, it has to remember itself. So you have to remember yourself. You have to get back to your center, your heart's desire. You have to listen to your heart over what you've feared or cowered to or obeyed or followed for so long. And that's no easy feat, right? Like, they've had me do that many a times. And again, when you're going through it, you're like, holy shit, this stuff's for real. But in this example, I mean, how extreme is that example? Right? Like, I just recall my other stuff and doing it from this lifetime of doing it and not realizing it's so intense and wild. Anyway, but this 400 lifetimes is really something. They keep giving me numbers to go look. So they're probably taking me to a few stories that could help explain it. I just haven't done it yet. This has been going on for days, but I'm tired. What else? There was more to it it's like I'm still trying to like process it. I know for me, like, I have definitely gotten closer and closer with God, for sure. And there have been times long ago that I was certain I couldn't get any closer. Not in a good way, bad way, indifferent way. I thought I was there. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people. I think it's like the example I said before. It's like if people have never reached a certain high, they think that is the highest because it's the highest they've ever reached, right? Until they bust through another level and they're like, holy shit, right? But we're doing this all the time. We could never possibly get close enough or know enough about God. It's endless, right? So it's like, you never need to leave, right? It's like once you think you're close, then great, keep going. But earnestly keep going. Because there's been years where I've like fallen off because you wane or you no longer believe it. You start to lose faith or you start to, and it's not that it's not still good. It's just you've now familiarized yourself with that level to such a degree that it almost seems fruitless or it seems, I don't know how else to explain it. But just from my experience, I keep going and my mind keeps getting blown wide open. It's like he keeps revealing more and I'm like, holy shit, I don't even know if I can handle more, to be honest with you. I'm like, you know what, let's slow your roll. Like, I'm not sure I can handle much more. Like, I got to digest this. And like 5,000 other things. So can we, let's slow it down, like, there was more to this. There was more to the one about the 400 soul or the 400 lifetimes. And it's like, how do I even explain that? I know, but how in the world am I supposed to verbalize that? It's you're locked in a cage in your mind, in your soul. But like people in the 3D have no idea of that comprehension, right? They only see the 3D. Right? So they would have no idea that you're battling a demon within or what. It's like then you do get silenced or crazy or all these things. And it's like people who can't see more than the 3D are like, what the fuck are they talking about? Or whatever. And yeah, because it kept showing this soul had no choice but to just kind of like suck it up, buttercup, for 400 years, because who's going to believe you? You do sound insane. And what do you want anybody to do about it? There's nothing anybody can do about it. It's like chained to a demon. Well, you're chained to the demon. I mean, you know what I mean? Like only you can do something about it. And the best you can do is love yourself more and more, because when that tips the scales, when you love yourself more than that demon, and again, like a better way to probably say this, even though that's not how they're showing it, but a better way for most of us to hear it is like, when you love yourself more than that addiction or more than that whatever, or more than, it's like when your heart weighs more than your ego, which is funny because you want your heart as light as a feather, but you know what I mean? Like, in this instance, they say that because you don't want to have any guilt or shame or weight or anything staying here. You're ready to go. But when your heart's stronger, freer, lighter, maybe we should say that, freer, lighter. Anyway, you know what I mean? Then you win. But you also have to be consistent with it, right? Like most people, if we just use like normal terms people hear, they slip back in. They say they've beaten addiction only to find them 6 months later back on their addiction. Partly because they keep telling everybody they beat the addiction, and then everybody keeps asking them about it. And so they're no longer a new person without an addiction. They're now the same person who's beaten addiction and has to hold up that strength. Do you know what I mean? Like instead of just embodying they are who they are, instead of a former drug addict, a former alcoholic. No, can we stop announcing that? So you're not an alcoholic, so stop saying, like, let's just drop it. You're a normal person, move along with your life. But if you keep drawing attention to it, it's always going to be that struggle. It's always going to be that nag in the back of your mind going, are you sure? Don't you want a little? Don't you hear them saying that? I feel like some of them say it's a struggle every day, even after they've been off of it for 20 years. Well, I guess so, because you tell everybody every fucking day that you were a former alcoholic. You haven't been one for 20 years. You haven't picked up a drink, but you still talk about it every fucking day. So no wonder that little demon's still nagging in the back of your head. Don't you want to fucking drink? because you've now formed that identity that you like to tell everybody that you're some hero that beat some demon. Oh, bravo, bravo. Have you not done anything else in your life? But this is what we do. We keep picking up the old story and talking about the old fucking story. So that demon, that story gets to stay with us until we put it the fuck down and start living our lives as the person we want to be moving forward. Oh, that's interesting. So was that it? So some people carry that bullshit with us lifetime after a lifetime. Was that part of my family curse, the depression, and then the suicides, right? Because of looking back and dragging it with us. It was like holding on to that identity. Interesting. Maybe that roundabout was to get me to see that. Ooh, it's hard to see our own shadow, isn't it? It's easier to see others, though. But then we can apply it to our own if we're really willing. Goodness gracious. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.